My girlfriend had a work event every other Friday. One Friday, I called her office. They were closed for a company retreat. I drove to the retreat, found her room, slipped a printed email under the door. Your request for breakup has been approved. We'd been together just over 3 years. Lived together for the last 18 months in a 2-bedroom apartment in Plano, Texas. She was 29. I was 34. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. She worked in marketing for a software company that dealt with business analytics. Smart people, young crowd, lots of after-work stuff. I work in construction. Different world, but it worked. Or so I thought. The first time she mentioned the every other Friday thing, it was casual. Team dinners, she said. Client nights. Sometimes a mixer, sometimes just her and coworkers hitting a new spot downtown. I didn't love it, but I didn't ask questions. I trusted her. I was raised to give people their space. She always came home around midnight. Sometimes tipsy, sometimes stone-cold sober. And once, she brought me leftovers from a place she said was a steakhouse in Addison. I remember that because the receipt in the bag said Ocean Prime. I didn't say anything. Thought maybe she mixed up the names. There were other things. Small things. Like how her phone was always on Do Not Disturb after 9 p.m. She said it was for sleep. But when I'd lean over and see her screen light up, the preview would just say message with no name. I chalked it up to work people. Then there was the perfume. The kind she never wore when we were together. She claimed it was a work sample from a campaign they were running. I shrugged it off. But that Friday changed everything. I was rushing that morning, already behind. I needed my truck keys, and she had taken my bag by mistake. She was already at work. I figured I'd swing by, grab them, and get on with my day. I called her office number to let them know I was coming. The woman who picked up sounded relaxed, even cheerful. Oh, everyone's out for the weekend, she said. Company retreat at Lake Texoma. Left this morning, they'll be back Monday. I just sat there, numb. She didn't say a damn thing about a retreat. Last night, she said she'd be downtown today with a new client, an energy startup or something. Even said she might be late getting home. My hands were shaking. I hung up without saying much. I don't know what came over me. I should have just waited, talked to her when she got back. But something deep inside told me this wasn't new. This wasn't a mistake. She had lied to my face. I drove straight to my buddy Drew's place. Told him enough to get his help. He works remote and has a printer. I typed the sentence myself, right there at his kitchen counter. Your request for breakup has been approved. He looked at me for a long second, then just nodded. Printed it. One sheet. Bold black letters. The drive to Texoma felt like a dream. 2 hours on the highway, no music, just my thoughts bouncing around, asking questions I already knew the answers to. The resort wasn't private, just a fancy lodge on the lake. Lots of wood cabins, open parking lot, no security. I parked in the back. Didn't take anything with me except the letter and my phone, which I turned off as soon as I got there. Inside, I recognized a few faces. I'd been to their Christmas party 2 years ago. One guy, Kevin, I remembered clearly. He was one of her senior managers. Tall, wore loafers with no socks. Kind of smug. I spotted him near the bar in the lodge's common area, laughing with another guy. I waited till he walked off, then went up to the bartender. Hey, which cabin is Kevin in? I'm supposed to meet him and his wife. Bartender didn't even hesitate. Cabin 14. Around the back, left side. Wife. So that's what she was now? I walked across the gravel, past cabins with little decks and string lights. It was just turning dark, and you could hear music, clinking glasses, people laughing. Cabin 14 had its porch light on. Curtains mostly drawn. I heard her voice. I knew it was her. That laugh, high, loud, the one she only used when she was trying too hard. I walked up the steps. Slid the letter under the door, nice and slow. Then I turned around and walked away. I never knocked. Never waited. Just left. When I got to my truck, I sat there for 5 minutes before turning it on. I didn't cry. Didn't yell. I felt cold. Like I was watching someone else's life fall apart. I didn't turn my phone back on until Sunday night. When I did, it exploded. Missed calls. Texts. Voicemails. She begged me to call. Said there was a misunderstanding. Said she needed to explain. I didn't reply. I just let it all sit there. But that wasn't the end. I thought ignoring her would be the hard part. It wasn't. What was hard? Hearing from other people. People who didn't even know what happened, texting me like nothing changed. Hey man, You and Jess coming to Mike's barbecue next weekend? Tell Jess I said thanks for the wine suggestion. My wife loved it. Jess. That was her name. Jessica, but no one called her that. I didn't answer any of them. I just let the texts come and pile up. Monday morning, she showed up. I was already at work, up on scaffolding doing siding on a condo project. She didn't call first. She didn't text. She just appeared. I saw her car pull up. I climbed down, slow, not rushing. She looked like hell. No makeup, puffy eyes, hair pulled back tight like she was holding her head together. Can we talk? She said. Her voice cracked. Please. I looked at my crew chief and told him I needed a minute. We walked around the back of the building where no one could hear us. I didn't cheat on you, she started. I raised my hand. Don't lie. You were at a retreat you never told me about. With your boss. In a cabin. It's not like that. Cut the crap, Jess. She started crying then. Full tears. Voice shaking. It started months ago, she said. I didn't mean for it to. Kevin and I, he's been going through a divorce. We started talking. It got too close. So you were sleeping with your married boss. She didn't answer. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was so damn predictable. I felt like a joke. She kept going. It was only a few times. I ended it weeks ago. The retreat wasn't planned until last minute, I swear. I didn't want to go. He made me. It was all business. I didn't even stay in the same room, cabin 14, I said. I heard your voice. You laughed like you were having the time of your life. She dropped her head. Couldn't even look at me. Then she said something I didn't expect. I think I'm pregnant. I felt like the ground disappeared under me. She looked up at me, tears running down her cheeks. I don't know if it's yours. I took a step back. She tried to grab my hand, but I pulled it away. I swear to God, I didn't mean for this to happen. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. That's why I didn't tell you about the retreat. I thought I could get through the weekend, figure it out after. Figure it out. Like I was just an item on her to-do list. I didn't say anything. I walked away, got in my truck and drove off, left her standing in the dust behind the building. Later that night, she texted me a photo of a positive pregnancy test. I didn't respond, but I started thinking, what if she was pregnant? What if it was mine? What if it wasn't? I needed to know. But I also wanted her to feel the weight of every lie. Every moment she made me doubt myself. And that's when I started planning. I didn't sleep much that week. Just lay in bed staring at the ceiling, thinking about the last 3 years of my life like they were someone else's movie. I kept replaying things. Nights she came home late. Mornings she left early. Trips she said were all business. Every time she kissed me goodbye with that fake calm in her eyes. She had been lying to me for months. Now she wanted me to believe she was suddenly coming clean? Only after I caught her? She texted again 2 nights later. I made a doctor's appointment. You don't have to come, but I wanted you to know. I didn't reply, but I showed up. Sat in my truck across the street from the women's clinic. Watched her go in. She looked nervous. Kept checking her phone. She stayed inside for about 45 minutes. When she came out, she stood near the entrance for a while like she expected me to show up. I stayed put. That night, she left an envelope outside my apartment door. Inside was a printed paper. Blood work results. Confirmed pregnancy. Around 6 weeks. That lined up. Could have been mine. Could have been Kevin's. But the part that hit me was a sticky note attached. I'll get the paternity test the second it's safe. You deserve the truth. I still didn't text her back, but I kept the envelope. Here's where the twist started. 3 days later, I got a message from someone I didn't know. Guy named Alan. Said he used to work with Jess at the company, but quit 6 months ago. He found me through Instagram. Sent a short message. Saw your name tagged on Jess's profile. If she's still seeing Kevin, I'd watch her back. That dude is trash. Not the first time. I messaged him back right away. We hopped on a call. Alan told me everything. Kevin had a history of screwing around with women in the office. Married once. Taken once. Even interns. HR never touched him because he was part of the executive team. Kept it clean on paper. But everyone knew. Jess wasn't his first, Alan said. Won't be his last. And then he dropped the bomb. His wife filed for divorce months ago. But she's still around. Lives in Dallas. And she's petty as hell. If she finds out he knocked up another woman while still legally married, shit will explode. My brain started clicking into place. I had her name from old Facebook tags. I found her profile easily. Her name was Rochelle. Her account was public. Her posts were even more public. She posted about cheaters, and liars with angry quotes and hashtags. The kind of woman who wasn't afraid to air dirty laundry. So I sent her a message. Just a short one. Hi, Rochelle. I think we've both been lied to. I'm not trying to hurt anyone. Just think you deserve the truth. I included a photo of the pregnancy results and another of Jess and Kevin at a work party from last year. I had one on my phone. They were too close, too familiar. Rochelle saw it within an hour. She didn't reply right away, but the next morning, she showed up at Jess's job. I wasn't there, but someone who still worked at Jess's office told me how it went down. Rochelle walked into the building around 10 a.m. She wasn't yelling, not at first, just asked to speak to Kevin. When the receptionist told her he was in a meeting, Rochelle waited, calm, hands folded in her lap like a storm just holding its breath. 10 minutes later, she walked straight into the conference room without knocking. That's where it all blew up. According to my source, Rochelle walked in, tossed a manila folder on the table, and said, "Tell your coworkers how you got your girlfriend pregnant while still married." Dead silence. Kevin tried to deflect. She laughed and pulled out photos, screenshots, test results, even a picture of Jess's car outside his apartment on weekends. Rochelle didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just looked around the room and said, "This is the man you trust to lead your teams. Good luck." Then she left. HR got involved that same day. The company launched an internal review. Jess was sent home while they investigated the relationship violation. Kevin was suspended with pay. It was corporate speak, but the damage was done. That night, Jess showed up at my place again. This time, I let her in. She looked exhausted, worn down. "I lost my job," she said. "Kevin's wife ruined me." "No," I said. "You ruined you." She tried to sit on the couch. I stayed standing. "I didn't come to fix anything," she said. "I just needed you to know." "I got the blood test. It's not yours." I didn't flinch. She set an envelope on my kitchen counter and left. Just like that. I opened it after she left. Not mine. Something inside me let go. It wasn't pain. It wasn't relief either. It was like I had been holding a hot coal in my hand for months, not realizing I could just drop it. I called Drew. Told him the whole thing. He just said, "You did what you had to." A week later, Rochelle messaged me back. "Thank you. I'm filing for full divorce and pressing for financial penalties. His company might fire him. You gave me what I needed." I didn't reply. I wasn't proud of everything I did. I could have walked away clean. But something inside me needed them to feel it. The lie, the betrayal, the waste of years. Jess moved out of town 2 weeks later. She texted once more after that. "I never meant to hurt you. I hope you find someone better." I didn't reply to that either. Instead, I did something I hadn't done in a long time. I went to a bar. Alone. Watched a local band play. Had a beer. And I didn't think about her. Not once.